Hi there, it's Katrina Sawa here, the Jumpstart Your Biz Coach with jumpstartyourmarketing.com. And this is my quick video business tip for you today. But first, I want to share a little something. And the reason I have the boxes in the background is because I'm headed off, or I'm actually pre-recorded this video because I'm actually in San Diego right now. But you're seeing me at my home office in Sacramento. But the beauty of the internet is that you can pre-schedule some of this stuff, and this is what I want to talk to you about today. In the business tip, though, is about conferences. Okay, so I'm actually in one conference for 4 days this week in San Diego, and then I go camping for 3 days on the weekend. Right? Oh my God, why did I schedule it all together? I don't know. And then as soon as I get back from camping, like 2 days later, I head to Dallas for the eWomen Network conference in and and so I don't usually like to put all these conferences together. I would prefer if all the conferences I wanted to go to were fell in each quarter of the year. So I could go to a big conference once a quarter and get rejuvenated. I mean, that's one of the reasons I go to these conferences, whether I'm a speaker, an attendee, or an exhibitor, is to get rejuvenated, to network, of course. You got to always be consciously building your business. And sometimes when I go to conferences where there's at least 800 to 1,500 people, then I mean, you could really, if you have a good follow-up system like I do, and I can teach you how, you could really build a good lead list for the next 2-3 months if you go, because you can meet a couple hundred people at an event if you know how to work the event. So the things to think about is where can you go to get more exposure, to get some learning and some training, because it's always good to sharpen your skills. And if you can't speak, right? So speaking, you always want to look to see where you can speak first, right? So we want to get a speaking engagement first if you can, at some of these larger conferences or events around the country, if you're traveling. If you can't become a speaker, then you always want to look at how you can become an exhibitor. Like the eWomen conference, I've spoken at a couple times before. So I wasn't chosen to be a speaker this year, but instead I arranged for a bunch of my friends, actually 3 of my friends, to collaborate. What we did is we bought one of the bigger booths, like a double-sided booth, and we formed a little group. It's the Women's Business Empowerment Collective. And we did this because we all have the same goals. We all work with business owners, authors, speakers, and coaches and stuff like that in marketing. And so the goal was to empower women to actually build a better, bigger, more profitable business around what they're passionate about. And so we collaborated our efforts, and we actually put together this huge prize package. Okay, so I want to make sure you know about this because you can only enter to win for like another week or two, like 2 weeks, I think. We're going to end it off in August, like August 13th, August 14th might be the cutoff date. But regardless if you're going to the conference or not, you can still sign up online. We actually put together a webpage. My idea, thank you. I'm very good. I'm thinking bigger and thinking in more ways to get exposure. This is what I do with clients too. I think of, we are going here. Okay, these are all the other things you could do to maximize your time and investment when you're there. So not only did we invest in the booth, but we put together a webpage. We put together a logo, and we recorded an audio together on this webpage. And then we all donated like thousands of dollars of our products and services, live events, coaching packages, and books and everything into an over $11,000 prize package. So I want to make sure you go to enter that, first of all, but I still want to talk to you more about how to maximize yourself at conferences. But it's the website to go to for that is EWNC, stands for eWomen Network Conference. So EWNC 2013 freegift.com. EWNC 2013 freegift.com. Go there, sign up. You might win that $11,000 prize package. It's all listed on the page, everything that we've donated. Plus, just for entering, you're going to get like 4 free gifts, one from every one of us. And it's well worth it. And if you're coming to the conference, definitely come and say hi to us, and you can enter at the booth too. But just go online and get it done so that way you don't have to worry about it. And I look forward to that. But so I'm always, when I go to conferences, number one, I try to speak. If I can't speak, then I'm usually an exhibitor if it's a good fit. Okay, so you have to look at the demographic of the audience. Is it your ideal target audience? Or is it an audience full of maybe your referral sources, right? If it's your referral sources, like people that could refer you business, then you may not exhibit. You may just want to attend if you can't speak, right? And you just want to make network like crazy. If it's your target audience, then exhibiting, having a vendor booth, if they offer that, is a great way to get in front of more people more often and in more ways, right? And it's a great way to build your list while you're there. So if there are hundreds of people at this event and you have an exhibitor booth, more than likely you can get the majority of those people on your list with a good free giveaway, right? You can't just, expect them to stop by your booth and throw their cards at you. You have to have a strategy. You have to have a strategy before, during, and after promotion, exposure, things you're going to bring. I bring little tchotchkes with me. So I have these little business card holders. You put your business cards in here, and for women, we don't have a lot of pockets, right? So I put these, and then you wear them around your neck like this, and then you can put your pens on them. And I love it because I'm a big networker, and most people that I hand these out to, these are free. I give these away for free when I go to events. So I bring hundreds of them and pass them out for free and then it has my business card in it. Of course, I pre-stuff it with my business card, right? But what can you do to be different, to stand out, and to make a difference? Because people will bring this back. Okay, it's stuck in my hair. People will bring this back to the conference every year and reuse it. And they'll also take it to their hometown in their local area and use it there. And so I will get exposure going around like that. So you have to come up. You can't just bring a pen, right? You can't just pass out pens with your logo on it, or what else? Like, I don't know, notepads with your logo on it, right? I mean, come up with something a little bit more creative if you're going to do something like that. Also, if I don't have a copy of one, I do have a copy of somebody else's, though. You could do little promotional CDs. So this is actually one of my clients who has a meditation on a CD. But when I go, so I'm also printing some CDs out with a great interview that I did. I did a radio interview not too long ago, and it was a great overview of getting a feel for how I work with people. I was talking a lot about the Jumpstart Your Marketing and some marketing strategies and how to really get started as a business owner and some of the tips on that. But I was also talking about the Love Yourself Successful stuff that I talk about in my book, meaning your relationships with your significant other and how that affects your energy when you're really not believing in yourself. And so it was a really good all-inclusive interview that I did with somebody on a telesummit. And so I took that recording and I'm putting it on CDs, and then I'm also passing those out. And I do all the passing out. I don't just pass that stuff out. I do it in exchange for them agreeing to get on my email newsletter list, you guys. Okay, so these are just some ways that you can maximize yourself at events, whether you're an exhibitor or an attendee or even a speaker. Okay, you always want to be looking on how to build your list. Okay, yes, you want to build really quality relationships while you're there too, but you want to get the numbers in there too. You want to get as many people as you can because you have to follow up with them, right? So if you want more information, there's a lot of stuff about these events that I share in my trade show networking toolkit. It's one of my products on my website. If you go to jumpstartyourmarketing.com, jumpstartyourmarketing.com/products, just scroll down until you see, I think it's the orange product. It says Trade Show Networking Toolkit. And I just call conferences trade shows. Whether you're an attendee, an exhibitor, or a speaker, there's information, tips, and even like handouts and flyers and order form samples. I give you lots of samples of different order forms and flyers and display signs and things that you can use in that. It's only $57. So if you're going to events and you're not maximizing your time there, you want to get started with that program. Okay, and then you're probably going to want my follow-up system too, because my follow-up system is actually what you do after the event, right? Because you don't just make the sale at the event. I make most of my sales, thousands of dollars worth of sales, in the follow-up. So I just wanted to give you some tips today on going to conferences, getting out of your comfort zone, doing that in the first place, and then knowing and giving you some tools on how to be prepared when you do go, right? Like, I'm shipping a big sign to the conference. I'm shipping some of my books. I've got all these little tchotchkes I have to bring or ship or whatever, right? So yeah, I'm taking a lot of stuff, but it's with the goal of selling around $20,000. So it's, you have to have a goal too. So hopefully this was helpful. I would make sure you're on the email newsletter list so that you're seeing these videos or reminded of them every week, because you never know what I'm going to talk about. And I could give you that juicy nugget that you need in your business to jumpstart it today to six-figure revenues. So go to jumpstartyourmarketing.com, get on the email list, right? And you'll start getting these newsletters and clicking through to the videos, watch them. Okay, it makes sense to watch them, doesn't it? I'm giving you solid strategies, and then come and talk to me in a complimentary strategy session anytime. But do it sooner than later. Okay, you're probably wasting thousands of dollars and hours of time in the wrong places. Come and talk to me. I will make sure we have you focus on what it is you need to do in order to jumpstart your business. So this is Katrina Sawa, and I'm signing off, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye, guys.